Hey, Jordan.
Hi, Trey.
Do you want to tell a story?
Yeah.
Heading north out of Zanesville, following along the Muskingum River on, and this is real now, Ohio State Route 666, you eventually turn a wide corner and are greeted by a large wooden painted sign.
Welcome to Killjoy, Ohio. Population 720. State Route 666 pulls away from the Muskingum and passes through the center of town.
The intersection of Allister Avenue and 666.
Second Lives Consignment.
An Ace Hardware.
Hell Freezes Over ice cream parlor.
And Alvin's Pump and Pantry, a gas station, convenience store.
The power is out at the only red light in town. A woman stands at the intersection with a small child, staring up at the singular darkened light hanging above the middle of the road.
The woman is wearing a beautiful dress in white flowers. The small child is eating an ice cream cone. Strawberry, dipped in blue. It leaves a wide ring around the child's lips. It is late spring, but hot days are coming.
The small child squeezes the woman's hand.
Are we going?
Yes.
They look both ways.
And with nothing coming in either direction, woman and child move diagonally through the intersection.
You wouldn't know it if you were fixated on an ice cream cone, slowly dribbling down your wrist.
You wouldn't know it if you were staring into the window of the consignment store at the smartly dressed mannequin.
You wouldn't know it, but
above them, as they move through the unlit intersection, a dark set of clouds briefly rove across the mounting sun.
Clouds that seem to bobble.
A cool wind rushes down Allister Avenue. The air has shifted. The woman stops in front of the consignment shop. The reflection of her face almost perfectly aligns with the head of the mannequin, and, as if staring into an alternate reality, she sees the mannequin's dress on her body. The mannequin fades as the window catches a reflection and heats up in a fevered purple glow.
There is a tearing screech!
And the woman whips around.
A pickup truck. Skid marks trailing behind its tires. A solid red light. Power restored.
Clouds pass. The sun shines bright and hot. Behind her, a mannequin feigns boredom at all the bustle.
A man in a light-colored suit walks up to the woman.
Hi.
Hey.
They kiss.
They take hands.
The light turns green.
The truck pulls away.
The couple,
and only the couple,
walk down Allister Avenue toward the park that runs the river. It is a beautiful day in late spring.
Meanwhile, in front of Second Lives Consignment, a rising tide of strawberry breaks through a blue dike and runs wild down the sidewalk.
North, out of Zanesville, along Ohio State Route number 666, you will find a sign on the outskirts of a small town. Welcome to Killjoy, Ohio. Population 719.
The air has shifted. That's how it feels, laying awake, staring up at a darkened ceiling. The clock on the dresser.
4:38.
He listens.
Downstairs, the shifting of weight on an old wood floor.
Slowly peeling back covers, toes reaching for the ground.
And now the sound of a drawer being slid open. The scratchy breath of wood pulling across wood.
Why couldn't I be one of those people who sleeps with a baseball bat next to the bed? Oh, right. Those people suck.
A bag being placed on the floor, slowly setting things inside.
A flashlight on the bedside table.
Ah,
Hey!
shit!
Okay, just stay right there.
Ah, fuck. I'm sorry!
Don't move!
Okay, now what?
I don't know. I kind of expected you to run.
Oh, wait, well, you said don't move, so...
Yeah, I'm kind of just working through this one moment at a time.
Okay, my bad. I honestly didn't know anyone was home.
What difference does that make?
Oh, you think this was how I wanted this to go? I get headaches, and if I start to get one, I'm pretty much out of commission, so could you...
The fuck are you doing in my house?
I mean, I want your things to be my things.
Oh, well, sure.
And that seems super obvious.
Okay, I'm like really new at all of this.
Oh, wow. How do you think that makes me feel? I'm the one who got caught. I guess I'm gonna have to kill you. I'm kidding. Serious. What would I even do? Cut your head off? Put it in my bag? Take it with me?
Why would you take it with you?
So the police couldn't identify you?
My body would be in my house.
That's smart. You'd be good at this. Should be breaking into my house.
Are you the woman from next door?
No?
Oh, your back door's open.
Is it?
Yeah, like a screen door?
Yeah, it has trouble latching. I hope you're right back.
No.
My cat might have got out. I'm just gonna go check.
You can't leave.
That's a dick move.
You were robbing me.
I already apologized.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, you were like, freeze, motherfucker, and I said, oh shit, I'm sorry.
That was it?
I don't see you doing any better.
What did I do?
Oh, I'm a terrible pet owner. I'm bad at breaking into people's houses. You have made me feel this big ever since I have been a guest in your home.
You weren't invited.
She has feline AIDS, so if she gets out, I hope you feel like a giant dog dick.
Okay. Go check.
Thank you.
Leave the bag?
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to. Habit.
Do you want to take the door?
No, I do not. Quit checking me out, creep. She's fine. Literally did not move. Where's your car?
What are you doing with these?
Did you, get in a wreck?
I walked home.
Too much to drink?
The fuck are we doing?
I don't know. Let's trash the place.
I gotta call the cops.
Why? Sorry, I know why. Don't.
You see my phone?
Yeah, it's right here. Why don't you sleep with your phone?
I have to leave it in the other room. I wake easy.
Oh my god. You walked home. You're a light sleeper. I was like, why am I so bad at this? That makes me feel so much better.
Give it to me?
Who you calling?
911? Obviously.
This is not an emergency.
You had my things in a bag.
Oh, well, yeah, when you woke up, sure. Ooh, someone's downstairs. That's an emergency. Talking to your neighbor?
Why would you rob your own neighbor?
Because eventually I'm gonna rob everybody. That's my thing. I'm a cunt burglar.
Sorry, what?
A cunt burglar.
A cat burglar?
I like that so much better.
Give me my phone, please.
I don't trust you. Do you have the phone number for the police station, the non-emergency number?
I just called 911.
And overtax an already stressed and fragile system? That's tacky.
It is not.
Ghost! Sorry, I can't let this go. So did you, get in a wreck? Did your car get towed? Did it
I
break
went into
down?
town. I got a little lost. I couldn't find my car.
So drunk.
I'm new in town.
Bullshit, you're not new.
I just moved in.
Yeah, but you're a local. No, you used to be.
How do you know that?
Okay, I'm going to bed. It is late and I am definitely getting a headache. We can just, figure all this out in the morning.
I'm not gonna let you leave with my phone.
What's your name?
Trey?
Hey, Trey. I'm Jordan. I'm gonna hang on to this, and I'll be back around breakfast time. I don't do savory. Waffles, Pop-Tarts, French toast, something fun. And we'll sort all this out then. See you tomorrow, neighbor. Trey?
The door!
No? Oh, your postcards? I fixed them for you. Night.
The only thing the burglar had left behind was questions. She had settled one thing, though. In the morning, if he did get his phone back, he wouldn't be calling the police.
A little lopsided, a little ugly. Handmade mugs in earth tones with Killjoy River Days printed on the side.
He placed them back on his mantle, sat down at his kitchen table, and looked at a panorama of vintage postcards, stacks and rows and columns, recently shuffled.
People collect things, organize them, put them in goofy stacks bound by a logic only they understand. The wonder was in all the post-it notes. Roads of post-it notes traversing the table, labeled Front Street, Center Street, River Road, Alastair Avenue. They were the roads of Killjoy.
He had been making a map of the town using weathered images of the past, making little headway. That is, until the break-in. The third time that somebody sneaks in through your open window,
Your mother keeps calling.
it ceases to be news.
I told her you'd call.
You talked to Mom?
Well, yeah, what am I gonna do? Have her worry?
What did you say?
I mean, I broke into your house, you caught me, stole your phone, meeting for breakfast. I mean, the whole thing, really.
Oh, you didn't.
Is this for me? Yes.
Jordan!
What? I'm not gonna lie to your mom. It's fine. We talked for like an hour. Very sweet woman. She wanted to call the police, but she didn't have your new address. So the postcards. How'd I do? I think I did a pretty good job. You're welcome.
How did you do this?
Why are you making a postcard map of Killjoy? What? Best friends tell each other everything.
We're not best friends.
Because we just met? Because I'm secretly still planning on robbing you?
I don't want you to rob me!
Best friends come in all shapes. Here. Put your hands in my hands. Come on. Now repeat after me. Jordan. Jordan.
Jordan,
You're my best friend.
you're my best friend.
And best friends trust each other.
And best friends trust each other?
And don't keep secret.
Okay, you're like really squeezing my...
And
Ow.
don't keep secret.
And don't keep secrets!
And now I'm going to tell you all about my creepy as fuck postcard collection. I can't help you if I don't know what you want.
It's a hobby.
Oh shit. And I fucked with it.
It's fine.
Nah, I hate it when people do shit like that. Nothing worse than someone coming up behind you and saying, oh, black 10 on red jack. Here, I'll undo it.
No.
Tell me.
You're ruining it.
I'm fixing it.
No, please, stop.
Who am I?
You're my best friend.
And best friends don't have secrets.
We lived here when I was little. Moved away when I was in middle school. I mean, I barely remember the place. There's this shop in Birmingham, this little hole in the wall. Less an antique store and more a time capsule. To the bazaar, sells these vintage postcards, like hundreds of thousands of them. Okay, this sweeping vista of the river is now a condo with an overpriced steakhouse in the lobby. This cute little motel next to this kitschy tiki putt-putt course is now a Jimmy John's. This German-style beer garden, this Greyhound racetrack, both gone. Thing is, though, other than this postcard, I can't find anything that proves that this tiki putt-putt course ever existed. Same with the Greyhound racetrack. I have 53 postcards here, and more than half of them form a picture of a Killjoy that no one seems to know ever existed. I've been stitching this map back together, walking the town for the last couple of weeks. Last night I walked a little too far. Misplaced my car.
Your car? is at the corner of High Point and Center. Your mother actually kind of led me to it. You were looking for where you grew up and got turned around. Totally can happen there. All those houses look the same. That is where this one goes, by the way. The corner of High Point and Center. It's not the house you grew up in. It would have been torn down long before you were there. But that's where it would have been. And this one says Alistair Avenue and Front Street on the caption, but you have the corner wrong. See?
You're fucking with me.
I'm not. And ordinarily I wouldn't be sharing any of this with you. Except you placed this one right. And there is no way that you could know about this one.
You recognize that place?
That sounds like the sort of question a best friend would have to answer. Bring your car keys.
Can I at least take the door?
You do you!
Hey! Wait up! We're not gonna take your car?
It's not that far a walk. It's just the other side of town.
Yeah, that sounds like a far walk.
It is. That first part was a lie.
And then she took off walking.
Early mornings were still brisk in Killjoy.
Like, who were you trying to impress? Power walking.
A shady bike trail alongside 666.
Woods. It was just woods. A metal guardrail alongside the sidewalk next to a chain link fence topped with barbed wire. A bird sanctuary sign. On the other side, there were old televisions and mattresses and tires. It was that place where all the locals come to dump their shit.
It was a glorious and vibrant 60s postcard of what he remembered as a shitty 90s amusement park. A large wooden roller coaster rising up above the surrounding area. A giant concourse full of rides and games. It was, because the 60s, I guess, a postcard that heavily featured the parking lot.
When did they tear it down?
You're gonna have to be more specific.
Riverland Adventure Park. When did the town tear it down?
Do you remember it?
I know I've been here. But God, I mean, the size of these trees, they seem like they'd have to be so much older. That used to be a Big B drugstore.
Yeah. I haven't heard anyone say Big B drugs and...
No, we gotta be in the wrong place, because if that was the Big B, then this would be the, what are you doing?
Lift up on this. I think that I can squeeze through.
I feel like the fact that there's a fence there is a pretty solid clue that we should be on this side of it. Okay, that kind of hurts my feelings.
Right? Simple but effective. Come on, I'll hold it for you. Town must have really left its mark if all you remember is the drugstore.
No, it was the first time I ever stole anything.
Oh!
Okay.
Oh, I didn't realize I was in the presence of a fellow thief.
I was in 2nd grade. Ooh, do you smell? Oh, I think I just crawled through a diaper.
Maybe.
And then she started leading him through the woods. Not taking naturally forming trails, but like pushing through deep brambles. Like she knew exactly where she wanted to go.
I'll own it. We went, like, murderer leading prey deep into these woods.
Oh, maybe she was telling the truth when she said she was gonna saw my head off. And I told her not to do it in the house!
So tell me,
Ah!
were you, like, stealing cigarettes to sell to kids on the bus?
No. I wanted a piece of candy and a spiral-bound pocket notebook, but Mom said I had to pick one. So I chose the one that came with immediate gratification, and then took the pocket notebook, and while I was pretending to put it back, just snuck it into my pocket.
Wow. Now you're here with me, sneaking under fences. We got a real Bonnie and Clyde thing going on.
There is nothing here. I mean, you hear about how nature can reclaim things, but I mean, there's no paved ground, no crumbling ring toss stand, no rusted infrastructure from the sky buckets. I remember there was this big concrete dome, like a giant igloo, and in front of it there was this big blue abominable snowman guarding it, and you had to walk between its legs to get into the ride, which I think was just like a tilt-a-whirl or something. But I also remember snow. Snow and fog and cold and loud.
Why do you give a shit about this place?
Oh, I had this dream where...
Boo! No! Nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to hear about your dream.
Okay, it was more than just a dream, though. So...
Oh, yeah, I bet. You're at the amusement park on a school field trip, only you're there with Alicia Silverstone, who's like in your grade, but she's always had a crush on you, or you've always had a thing for her, and she's never wanted anything to do with you, but now you're on the Ferris wheel. Well, it was like a Ferris wheel, but like also like a lake, because then Alicia Silverstone is like, we should totally make out on my jet ski. Woo. Dreams only sound cool to the person talking. Life lesson.
Okay, it wasn't exactly a dream.
Okay. Big B was over there. Where was the everything?
Oh. Okay. Well then, there was, like a big Red Baron airplane swing thing there. And I think like a Ferris wheel center, and a big like figure eight go-kart track, and I think like an indoor section. Like I had this memory of the log flume being inside somehow.
Cool. This was a waste of my time.
Are you leaving?
Sure thing.
Okay, because you're the one who had me come out to the middle of the woods.
Looking for your amusement park.
Where is it then? All right, because you had me crawl through a fucking baby diaper to get here. I thought you knew something. You're acting like I'm supposed to, like, I don't know, see a broken branch and, like, last of the Mohicans my way back to the fucking Viking boat.
I guess I read this wrong. I don't know that I can help you.
Okay, except for, like, me not calling the cops on you is kind of predicated on you helping me.
Bravo, asshole!
Jordan, did it ever exist?
That is such an impossible question. No! I don't know.
No, it was real. You said as much this morning.
I would take a walk along the river if I were you.
And then boom, gone. Power walking. Shit. Hey! Fuck.
It took him 20 minutes to find his way back to the fence.
Oh, good. Baby diaper. Just like in Last of the Mohicans. Whether it be a fur trading post, a utopian cult, a mining town, or a bustling river community, there is never a dull day in Killjoy.
The Riverwalk was a mile-long park alongside the Muskingum, weaving between sculptures and slides, the wildflower gardens and rustic playgrounds. The park was dotted with dozens of bronze plaques and signs.
The first town of Killjoy, settled in 1816 by Scottish immigrant Alistair Killjoy, this fur trading post grew to include a grist mill and a sawmill by the 1820s.
But was discovered mysteriously abandoned a decade later. Little is known of what became of the nearly 50 inhabitants.
The second town of Killjoy, with the completion of a series of locks and dams along the Muskingum River, increased river travel led Killjoy, as it was then known, being resettled by a utopian socialist commune.
But building their communal meeting hall along the banks of the river turned fatal when the inhabitants were all but wiped out in a massive flood in 1847.
The third town of Killjoy, A third town was founded on the exact same spot and quickly flourishes, thanks in large part to a commerce route between Zanesville and the recently finished Erie, Ohio Canal.
But river travel and unsafe drinking water would lead to a cholera epidemic in the 1870s.
The fourth town of Killjoy. After being bought by the Muskingum Coal Company, Killjoy explodes with a hospital, saloons, a theater, even its own baseball team. It quickly develops a reputation as the Appalachian Wild West, thanks in large part to gunfights that take place in saloons and out in the streets, eventually earning the town the nickname Killjoy.
But on September 25th, 1924, Killjoy was burnt to the ground after disgruntled miners set fire to the mines with coal carts full of burning railroad ties.
The fifth town of Killjoy. Beginning in 1925, the area was revitalized as a series of summer cottages brought new residents to the area. In 1931, the town officially changed its name with the opening of the Killjoy, Ohio post office.
Losing stuff isn't what's bizarre. That is the first thing you have to understand.
She found him sitting by himself along a quiet spot on the river.
For instance, in less than 24 hours, you have lost both your car and your car keys. I found them in a hole underneath the chain link fence. What's amazing in this world is when we find something again.
I don't know why you wanted me to come here.
It's a Bermuda Triangle. Do you know what a Bermuda Triangle is?
I know what the Bermuda Triangle is. Bermuda being fairly central to the whole thing.
Okay, I'm talking about the phenomenon, not the place, like the Alaskan Bermuda Triangle or the Pacific Bermuda Triangle.
Sorry, that's not a thing I knew to give a fuck about.
A fixed place where objects, large and small, routinely go missing.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Thank God. I was really worried that you were just gonna believe me.
Really?
Yeah, in the time that I've known you, I have found you to be easily persuadable. Here, you're gonna love this.
Are these your books?
Mm-hmm. First page, table of contents. Out loud, please.
Student life, organizations, sports, there's no junior class.
Whoa!
Okay, that's a small town.
Not that small.
Or a printing error.
Okay, check the next one. Killjoy High School had no class of 1996. You can go back all 12 years. I have. Nothing. They got Bermuda Triangled. Wow. It's pretty cool, right?
It's pretty ridiculous, is what it is.
Okay, you want more? I got more. This is from last year in the Killjoy Onlooker. Local paper, silly name, move on. The Culletons had their boat stolen out of their driveway last year. The boat, not the trailer. The Bermuda Triangle. Bermuda Triangled it. Noun and verb.
Okay, weird things go missing. You got me.
When I was 15, I babysat this kid, Avery, down the street. She turned 6 and started losing her baby teeth. There were no adult teeth coming in behind them.
And you think what? Her adult teeth sent out a mayday, but by the time search and rescue got there was no trace of them?
Precisely. Okay, the piano at the Adult Activity Center has no middle C. It goes from B to C sharp, and no one knows what. Motherfucker, I could show you.
And so your grand theory is that somewhere out there is a nether plane full of teeth and tiki putt-putt courses.
And mining towns and fur trading posts and a weird sex cult.
Okay, the signs along the river made no mention of it being a sex cult.
Aw, all cults are sex cults. Read a book. And I think that's what happened to your Phantom amusement park. Okay, thank you for humoring me. You may be convinced now.
Jordan, I appreciate that you're trying to help me.
I said you could be convinced.
Okay, I can't believe that I have to be the one to break this to you. Bermuda Triangles aren't a thing.
Oh, okay. Oh, thanks, Dr. Dad.
Okay, well, people have at least heard of the other Bermuda Triangle, right? Like, Where are the parents of the class of 1996 searching for their sons and daughters? Where are all of the employees wondering where the fuck their putt-putt courses keep running off to?
I have a theory.
I'm sure you do.
You're not even gonna consider this?
I'm not interested in boats and baby teeth. I don't care about missing greyhound dogs. Sorry.
Okay, I went back to your house.
What? Are you serious?
What? Oh, watching you read things is fucking boring, and you are a very slow walker. This place. What is it?
Palisades Drive-In Movie Theater.
And you think, what? They tore it down, forgot about it?
If it's been gone long enough? Yeah, I think they forgot about it.
Well, I don't. I think it got Bermuda Triangled, and I think your postcard here proves it. That big concrete square in the middle of the parking lot. All those cars, all those people walking around, and yet nobody seems to have noticed that the concession stand is gone. I can't help you if I don't know what you want.
Mom, look at this.
That an amusement park?
Yeah, but look. Killjoy.
Oh, isn't that something? Where'd that come from?
Oh, I got it in this shop downtown. We went to an amusement park when we lived there.
I took you to the county fairgrounds in Zanesville once.
No, I'm talking about this place.
The church there used to do a carnival.
No, I'm not dunking booths and face painting. I'm talking about something permanent. The abominable snowman. You gotta remember that.
That postcard looks like it's from the 60s. You must have seen a picture of it before.
I don't know. I've got this memory that's just like nagging at me. We went to an amusement park. We took this girl with us?
Friend from school?
I don't think so.
Well, Trey, I don't make a habit of carting around random children we found.
You really don't remember any of this?
It's a pretty postcard. I wouldn't have paid $6.
I went back and bought every postcard I could find. There are amusement park fanatics out there who can tell you about every ride in every park. Who built it? Who bought it when that park closed its doors? Where is it now? This place, it wasn't torn down. It never existed. But I've been there. It wasn't a dream. But I don't think it was a memory either. But I know I've been there. They're pulling people off of the Ferris wheel. There's this big storm coming and I'm staring up at it because if this thing is going to get struck by lightning, I'm a goddamn see that. When someone calls my name, it's this girl, younger than me, long brown hair. She's wearing this like one size too large hand-me-down Hard Rock Cafe t-shirt and jeans cut off just under the knees. She's coming back from the funnel cake stand with this mountain of powdered sugar and this lump of cherry compote on top. The two of us dig into this funnel cake when it starts to rain. So we run over to the abominable snowman because that ride was indoors. And we're standing in line, tearing at this funnel cake, trying to devour it before the rain gets to it. And she keeps making me laugh. That's what I remember. We go into the ride. And snow and fog. And I lose sight of her.
You're not looking for an amusement park. You're looking for her.
Mom.
Who was she?
Mom.
Who do you think she was?
Did you ever want another kid?
Where'd that come from? No, we're pretty happy with you.
No, but I mean, did you ever think about having another?
We tried, but I guess it just wasn't meant to be.
That's my dream. Well, and then Cameron Diaz shows up.
And y'all had jetpack sex.
Yeah.
That your mom forgot isn't that interesting. No one mourns the class of 96. But that you remembered, that is what gets me. Here, this place. I think you'd like it. It still exists.
Little Killjoy. An aerial view of Killjoy in a 1/64th scale replica. Yeah, I already looked into this place. It closed like a decade ago.
Huh. Gosh, if only you knew a kitten burglar! Meow!
I can't believe you've never heard this phrase before.
Meow.
How far down is it?
Just drop!
I can't feel the ground.
Well, you don't think it's down there? You think I brought you to the one place in the world without ground? Drop!
No! No! I banged my shin.
Yeah, you are not a graceful person.
I'm not used to climbing through windows. Come here, I'll help you down. Oh, you're much better at this than I am.
Why are you whispering? We're the only ones here.
You're whispering?
To keep you from feeling like an idiot. Because you kind of sound like an idiot.
Oh.
What? It's how friends talk. It's a sign of affection.
Okay, do you, have other friends? Do you have, a framework you're basing all this on?
We want to keep moving. There's the historical section. Mining town, fur trading post, sex cult. Don't bother. I've already checked. Nothing raunchy. You want to be over there. In that room.
What am I looking for?
You'll see. Go check it out. I'm going to take a lap, see if there's anything that I want.
We are not here to rob the place.
One half of us is definitely here to rob the place.
My fucking fingerprints are all over that window.
Do you think you're going to leave less trace evidence if you whisper?
I don't know. You just started mentioning crimes and it kind of happened.
The breaking and entering is already a crime, dummy.
Well, then that's our one. No stealing.
A little stealing.
No.
3 things.
No things.
4 things.
Stop.
Okay, I'll meet you halfway. 5 things. 4 for me and 1 for you.
Do not include me.
Well, if I don't include you, how can I trust you not to go to the cops?
We are not taking anything.
Fine. I guess we'll just have to pass the time with all these fireworks.
Where did you get those fireworks?
They were in my backpack.
No, I'm not falling for this.
This one looks loud.
Okay, all right, you've made your point. 4 things.
We'll see. Quit being so paranoid.
And then she ran off, without so much as making a sound.
In the opposite direction, in a much larger room, Trey found modern-day Killjoy, spared the homogeneous backwash of the 21st century, frozen in a time before every town had to have a P.F. Chang's and a Dunkin' Donuts, a monument to an era when small-town America was larger than life.
Alvin's pump and pantry. Hell freezes over. The Big B drugs.
But no Palisades Drive-In, no Greyhound racetrack, and in place of Riverland Adventure Park...
Woods. It's just woods.
He stared at the map, defeated, his eyes wandering, his gaze softening.
Moving further down 666, towards the start of town.
A parking lot in front of a large strip mall.
Ordinary, but not quite right. The large gray rectangle of the parking lot had this mismatched blob-like shape in the middle.
Was it a repair to the model? A hasty patch job? He pulled up on it, revealing underneath.
18 little grass islands surrounded by sand. A tiki putt-putt course.
His eyes followed the road back to the woods alongside the drugstore, pulling up on the woods like he was ripping up old carpet. A paved concourse, an unpainted section in the shape of an igloo, a pair of footprints guarding the entrance to the igloo. And for the second time in his life, he became a thief.
How does something this big just disappear?
The universe repairs itself. The Bermuda Triangle takes something and the universe preserves itself, wipes memories, smooths over the edges.
Then why do I remember it?
Maybe its reach only extends so far? If you moved away, if you mailed a postcard halfway across the country, traces remain. That's my theory, anyway. You know how in Back to the Future, everyone is so worried about time paradoxes, unraveling the fabric of the space-time continuum, and destroying the universe? Seems like a bit much. Like, think how small you are compared to this town. Now imagine how tiny you are compared to the planet, the galaxy. I mean, you're telling me that the whole universe has to destroy itself because one horned-up teenager decided to go back in time and fuck Leah Thompson?
That's his mom!
Billions of years in an infinite universe, and you don't think there's one Marty McFly that took his mom to Pound Town? I don't think so. I don't want to live there. E equals MC squared. If Leah Thompson wants to fuck, you fuck. Quaderat demonstrandum. The universe preserves. You can be convinced now.
Fine. You are very clever. And gross.
Thank you.
But it's largely unprovable.
I've seen it.
1 a.m. But the pavement still radiated heat from the day. It had taken them nearly an hour to walk the 2.5 miles from Little Killjoy. God, he missed his car. Stars shone in an empty sky, while two best stranger friends stared at a wooded lot in a crowded neighborhood.
It was the perfect neighborhood. Full of kids. The Hooks had a pair of street hockey nets that practically lived in the street. We used to play capture the flag from stop sign to stop sign, behind the houses, all the way down to the river. My bedroom was up there, top floor facing the street.
When was it taken?
I was at summer camp. My grandmother came to pick me up at the end of July, which I always thought was weird. My parents hadn't been able to take off work. And it had taken everything. The family business, my childhood home, my friends.
You didn't see them at school?
It had taken all the spend-the-night parties, the backyard cookouts, the morning bus rides. There was hardly any friendship left. That is what's so insidious. The Bermuda Triangle didn't take my childhood home. It wanted my childhood. The universe preserves. See that tree over by the sidewalk? Largest branch on the left. And then out, that big knot. Stare at it. Let your gaze soften like those magic eyes from when we were kids.
Below the knot in the tree was a dark shadow, in the shape of a keyhole, and now not a knot at all, but a perfectly round brass doorknob. Out and out, branches melding into the wood grain of a paint-split red door, weeds and grass giving way to steps, a faint house sitting just underneath, like double exposures in old photographs.
Take a step.
Can I?
Just keep your eyes on the door.
His foot reaching out, hovering, uncertain.
You think I brought you to the one place in the world without ground?
Steps. Up to the door, turning the knob, peering in, and now no longer a faint house, no longer a vacant lot. They were standing inside the house, moonlight streaming in through windows.
It took a moment to decipher why the house looked so foreign to him.
It was half decorated. Chairs around a void where there should have been a dining room table, old records stacked up next to an empty entertainment system. Every room was half decorated with paintings and mirrors and rugs and chairs, but the spacing between them made it evident. This was home decor cut off at the knees. What are you doing with those?
I told you I was going to rob you.
Is that what you've been doing? Robbing every house in this town?
It's not stealing if it was mine to begin with.
I used to dunk Oreos in those mugs.
I'm sure. But they were mine first. The universe preserves. The Bermuda Triangle took the house, and the universe was stuck to make sense of the aftermath. It spread my childhood around, divvied it up.
It was a lateral move from my mantle to hers, perfectly placed between a pair of candlesticks and an empty, cut glass picture frame.
We measure the passage of time in loss. When did you first lose a family pet? How many grandparents did you have at your graduation, your wedding? When did you start losing your hair? How old were you when your first high school friend got a divorce? We experience loss so often that we cease to be blindsided by it. We get so accustomed to the idea of loss that we never anticipate the notion that things can be found again.
Have you always been able to see it?
I found it by accident. Too many nights staring at a vacant lot. But once you know to look for it, it gets easier to see.
She gave him a tour of the house. Her childhood bedroom felt the most empty.
Not everything can be recovered.
An hour later, and they found themselves back out on the street. Jordan, I'm so sorry.
You didn't do it.
Does it help? Having a little of it back.
I've been holding on to this house for so long, I don't know if it eases or magnifies.
They were two souls united in loss. The air shifted. A cool breeze blew past. Jordan pointed off at the end of Alastair Avenue, where it crossed with State Route 666, where a red light was out.
Come on.
She took off, and I don't mean courtesy power walking either. She fell into an outright sprint. The only red light in town was dormant. So, too, were the street lights. Gone even were the stars, covered over by fast-moving clouds that bobbled.
As they ran, Trey saw Killjoy for the first time as it had always been, transfixed by
the wooden trestled specter that was the Sidewinder roller coaster.
They came to a dead halt in the parking lot of the Ace hardware store.
I don't know why I should, but secretly, I was kind of expecting a triangle, a glimmering portal, a bank of fog, ball lightning, anything. What we got was
a purple shifting mass in the form of one of those rent-by-the-hour cement mixers.
You think it can see us?
You think it has eyes?
She took a step towards it. Okay, that's close enough.
I just want to see it a little closer.
No, that's crazy behavior. She took a step.
The cement mixer shuddered, shrunk a little.
Jordan.
It's okay.
They took a step.
The Bermuda Triangle's form shifted a little more.
Step after step.
Rearranging until it took the form of a pair of human bodies joined at the hands. Trey.
I know. But I don't think that I can.
We have to. We get so accustomed to loss that we never anticipate the notion that things can be found again.
Neither one of them had the power to move forward.
They were like children with their hands on a Ouija board, guided by greater powers.
They were just standing outside a Bermuda Triangle. And then they weren't.
Hey, Trey.
Yeah. Jordan, what's up?
So I know we're in the middle of a play.
Yeah, we're getting close to the good bits.
What is something that you have lost?
Oh. Yeah. There was this, sterling silver bracelet that my dad gave me. He got it on a mission trip to go and visit the Navajo Nation when he was a teenager in the 1970s. And like, admittedly, I don't know what a bunch of Southern Baptists from Alabama could hopefully hope to accomplish for the American Indian, right? So, mission trip? I might have just been 70 speak for I want to see some Indians. It was this handcrafted bracelet inlaid with turquoise. But as Dad got older, it didn't fit him anymore, so he gave it to me. And every time he would see me wearing it, he would always launch into the same story. See, he was really excited about this mission trip. Not because he was a good Christian, and not because he was excited about going out west for the first time, and not because he wanted to meet American Indians. He was excited because he would finally get to try Coors Light. Because if you were a high school student in the 1970s, there was no greater status symbol than drinking a Coors Light, because at the time, it was the only beer that was delivered in refrigerated trucks, and you couldn't get it in Alabama. So, Dad finds this guy to go into the store and buy him a 6-pack of Coors Light, but he gets caught smuggling it back onto the church bus, and the preacher makes him walk up and down the aisle of the bus, apologizing one at a time to all of the women on the mission trip. All right, so I don't know how I lost it. It could have fallen off, like on public transportation. It could have been pickpocketed. I have this vague memory of giving it to a friend to wear at a bar around the time that I last remember seeing it. But I don't know. When Bridget and I moved here, I was secretly hoping that it would turn up, behind a bedside table. Here's the thing. I lost more than just that bracelet. I also lost my connection to that story. Because ever so often somebody would see the bracelet and ask me about it, and I would get to launch into the whole story. What I lost was the story.
So I grew up in the middle of nowhere. Like you had to have a quarter tank of gas if you passed the last gas station on the way home, or else you wouldn't be able to make it back to the gas station.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. And it was a great place to grow up. I learned a whole lot about how to be with myself. But if I didn't want to be with myself, then it meant that I had to drive a ways. And a lot of the time, a ways meant the 90-minute trek to the suburbs of Detroit. And that distance meant that I crashed on a lot of couches, and I practically lived out of my car, with several changes of clothes and shoes in the trunk and back seat at any given time. So you can imagine that this robust organization system meant that I only had a tenuous grasp on the clothes that I had and the clothes that I had lost. Like, things that I was sure were in the back seat would be completely gone when I went looking for them, and items that I was sure I had lost would turn up when I did a deep clean or changed a tire.
Okay.
Which was fine. The sorrow of losing a favorite skirt would inevitably be balanced by not having lost that top after all. But years of living like that meant that I no longer have a sense of permanence about anything that I have really lost. Like, there was this forest green knit duster that I wore everywhere, and I lost, and I found it again and again and again, and I am pretty sure that it's been really gone for like 10 years. But every so often, I still hope to find it in, during spring cleaning or a move. And even though I know better, even though I don't even drive the same car anymore, sometimes I still find myself thinking, I bet that's just in the trunk.
I like that.
Thanks.
Do you want to finish a story?
Sure.
At 2 a.m., the clamoring Killjoy was startling.
Motorcycles and horse-drawn carriages jostled for rank as children and couples crowded the sidewalks.
A bunch of fur traders were selling pelts while miners pushed an overburdened coal car down a rail-lined street.
A harsh wind kicked up dust. It felt as if Killjoy was poised on the edge of a squall.
Lilac storm clouds jumped with lightning. Inside each flash could be seen the silhouettes of jagged black wings hovering just inside the cloud cover.
The very air vibrated its warning. Do not stay long.
The Bermuda Triangle was recombining into the shape of a park bench as the triangle continued on down Front Street.
They didn't need to check in. Each knew instinctively what the other had to do.
Just don't leave without me, all right?
Never. You're my best friend.
You're my best friend.
Just come get me when you're ready.
Right. How will I find you?
You won't be able to miss me. I'm a cat burglar.
Okay, let's just agree that we're gonna keep working on this one.
The ground was a carpet of incidentals, loose change and books, leather wallets and pen caps, individual socks and single earrings, a lifetime of lost shit piled up in the street. On the bench outside of Hell Freezes Over, a small child, too young to be left alone, sat contentedly eating an ice cream cone dipped in blue. The doors to the parlor burst open as two men dragged out a body and stacked it neatly in the street. Cholera, she supposed. Busy night in Killjoy. She moved on down Alistair Avenue.
The entrance to Riverland Adventure Park. A postcard come to life, screaming children and spinning rides. Oh, the smell of deep-fried Twinkies and molten sugar. Every game a winner, a barker called out from the balloon pop. They were unmistakable, all 80 of them, palling around in their caps and gowns. The lost class, the graduating class of 1996, eternally waiting to hear their name be called. They were sitting in a grassy picnic area next to a pack of greyhound race dogs. One of the seniors had a boombox up on their shoulder. They were blaring "I Love You Always Forever" by Donna Lewis. At the end of a long concourse was an unmistakable blue form guarding an igloo.
A brass doorknob in a red door. It was there. No longer a double exposure. She hadn't needed it since summer camp so long ago. Into the door, turning it slowly, feeling the tumbler click into place. She was home.
Snow and fog and cold and loud. I quickly lose my bearings. It feels like I have walked so much further than this tilt-a-whirl-sized igloo should allow.
Trey?
Taylor!
The cut glass picture frame on the mantel is whole again. A photo of Mom and me with our backs to the Muskingum as the sun sets. The dining room table holding chairs in its orbit once more. The fridge, the glorious fridge, choked with memories, clinging to tacky magnets from forgotten vacations. Up the stairs to the second floor, turning the knob to my childhood bedroom.
Taylor!
You didn't sit with me.
I didn't mean to lose you.
I had to sit next to this kid that I totally thought was gonna blow chunks. It's not funny.
Yes, it is.
You wanna go again? You have to stay with me next time.
We need to go.
We got time for one more. Mom won't care.
Taylor, it is so much later than you think. Come on. Let's go home.
The one thing that she would never be able to steal back. Pool parties and birthdays, goofy pig-nosed faces and gap-toothed smiles, her desk cluttered with books and notes, and the cordless phone I begged for all winter with speed dial. One-touch dialing for Katie, Desiree, and Brooke, and... Isn't that something?
There were 2 long lines on either side of them. Greyhound dogs and high school seniors. They were still listening to Donna Lewis. It was a weird combination.
Trey, look!
Above them, in the clouds, black wings beat faster. The universe preserves. But how? What does it use as its enforcers?
I want to go home.
Taylor, we will. But you have to promise me. Until we get there, I want you to do everything that I do, all right? If I run, I want you to run. If I hide, do you understand?
Okay, Spaz.
Taylor!
Okay, I promise.
All right. Let's go.
The greyhounds lowered into a crouch.
Just focus on the exit.
The class of 96 took a step forward.
Don't panic. Keep walking.
tightening the tunnel,
All right, Taylor, get ready.
closing in on prey.
Run!
The rows collapsed behind them like surfers in the barrel of a wave.
They hopped the turnstile and kept running back towards the Ace Hardware.
Overhead, black wings beat in anger.
They made it back to a vacant parking lot, standing next to a rent-by-the-hour cement mixer. Where is she?
Trey, I want to go home.
Come on! Jordan, where are you?
Behind them, they could hear the barking of dogs. And then...
Green! Green and red and blue. Fireworks.
they took off running again.
Wait! Oh!
When did you learn how to drive?
She was setting off the last of the fireworks when they pulled up in the car.
Hey, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like getting the ever-loving fuck out of here.
The Bermuda Triangle is gone.
Oh. There! That purple beacon in the distance.
All right, great. Well, then I suggest that you and I start heading that... Wait, what is it? They had been coming down in ones and twos, resting on car hoods, perched on low branches, sitting on telephone wires.
They had come down from the clouds, the black-winged creatures.
I don't think they want us to leave.
You picked up on that?
What the fuck are we gonna do?
Okay, hey! Listen to me. We are getting out of here. You and me. And this small child, sorry, it is gonna take some getting used to. We are getting out of here. We're gonna thread this needle. We're gonna shoot the moon. We're gonna fuck Leah Thompson.
All right. Yeah. Let's fuck our moms. They were off and running now, the three of them, where others might have been disoriented by the overlapping of 2 centuries of Killjoy. Jordan was unfazed, 13 again, running along backyards. It was a game of capture the flag. We've taken something of yours. Come and find it.
They cut over a street and stopped mid-stride. In front of them, turning the corner, was the pack of greyhounds.
But before the Greyhound pack could get to them, a pistol shot went off as a fight poured out of the saloon, blocking the street, cutting off the Greyhound dogs.
They turned the other way toward the Muskingum.
Docked out in the river was a riverboat. Black-winged hordes dotting its railings. They didn't move, but it was obvious. It was them that was turning the town against the trio.
The river began to boil as skinless horrors emerged. Reanimated creatures from the long-dead fur trade clawed onto the banks, water rolling off of their peltless bodies.
Jordan grabbed the 2 and pulled them into a low, squat brick building. No! Sex called! Look away! Look away! Oh, no thank you. Oh, we were just leaving.
I am open-minded, but y'all nasty.
The trio was sprinting now, up Center Street, back towards 666. From up ahead, they could hear the barking of dogs and the stampeding of feet.
They ducked behind a pile of dead cholera victims, praying the stench would mask them. And the dogs raced by without a second glance.
Hey! You think we could blend in there?
Oh. Okay. Just walk casually. There are no undead animals trying to kill us. We are just 3 people on our way to a concession stand.
There were hundreds of them, in graphic tees and denim jackets, staring transfixed at the glowing monolith that was Palisades Drive-In Movie Theater.
The black-winged creatures huddled like moths around the projection booth, their wings casting fluttering demonic shadows 100 feet high.
And now, more running, back towards a purple beacon hovering beneath a black thunderhead. They could see it now. The short-circuiting, shape-shifting mess that was the Bermuda Triangle. A body, a car, a house, a billboard.
Before it, blocking the path, stood the lost legion that was the graduating class of 1996.
Guarding the portal, flying in a tight circle were the black-winged hordes. The
Behind them, they
interdimensional
could
turkey
hear the
vultures
barking
of
of
the
hungry
universe.
bodies as the greyhounds caught up.
They're not gonna let us pass.
They will.
Jordan, we're trapped!
We're not!
She bent down, her fingers searching, and picked up a piece of litter off the litter-strewn ground. I'll never know how I lost it. I'll never know where I last had it. All I know is that when I needed it most, it turned back up. She stood, pulled back her arm, and threw!
The bracelet, inlaid with turquoise, spun glinting lilac against a black sky.
The Bermuda Triangle coughed and sputtered. A newspaper stand, an ice cream truck, a water tower.
The bracelet shot into the swirling vortex of black-winged creatures, knocking one out of formation.
A high school senior caught the movement out of the corner of their eye and, mistaking the fluttering of the wing as an airborne cap, pulled off their own tasseled headgear and let it fly.
The poor class of 1996, deprived of so much, couldn't bear to let yet another milestone pass them by. One by one, each pulled off their caps, looked heavenward, and threw.
The Bermuda Triangle spasmed, a weeping willow tree, a Little League baseball team. The trio ran.
The greyhounds leapt.
The black-winged hordes dove.
But it didn't matter. They were all lost in a flurry of gowns and a bevy of caps.
Hey, asshole! You made me miss my shot!
Sorry.
You alright?
Yeah, are you okay?
Fine. I think. Hello?
Did you lose your car again?
Taylor? Where are you?
I'm at home. Starving. Mom told me to call and see if you're on your way.
Yeah, we're on our way.
Good. Jordan's parents have been here for like half an hour, and Dad wants to know if he can start the grill. Oh, Mom says pick up more buns.
Don't look at me, you wanted a kid sister.
I did.
Let's go! Do you think you know how to get there?
Hey, you think everything is back?
Maybe it was the easiest fix? Why are you looking at me like that?
I remember.
Remember what?
The mugs. We used to sit at your dining room table.
Dunk Oreos. Yeah, that's right. We measure the passage of time in loss.
Sometimes it's ticking secondhand is the only thing that we can hear.
But not all lost things stay that way.
Because even as the world takes,
The universe preserves.